everyone, happy Friday. Friday. For some of us, this is our last couple of days to relax before our winter break comes to an end. So I hope you all enjoy your Friday. If you are new here, hello, welcome to my channel. I am Chazels Renee. And if you aren't, hi my loves, thank you for being here. Another one of my videos. So I'm excited today because today is my first Touch of Magic tutorial, and it's going to be Aurora's pink dress. Blue dress? Well, pink. It's going to be pink today. And this is requested by my friend Wendy O'Karma. So if you love Aurora and you want to learn step-by-step instructions to make this dress, then keep on watching. And I just want to show you guys what it looks like from afar. So my dress, I'm going to make it as perfect as I can. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be perfect enough to where when you're playing the game, you're not going to see any misshaped patterns or nothing lined up to where it's going to be noticeable. So I'm going to try my very best to make this dress perfect so you won't be able to see any kind of, I don't want to say mistakes, but any kind of little, patterns that aren't aligned that is going to stand out when you are playing the game. So yes, I'm going to try my best, and let's get started. Okay, so first you want to go to your wardrobe tab and you're going to want to hit customize, and then you're going to scroll all the way down if you already have custom clothing that you made, and you're just going to go to add new, or for those of you who this is going to be your very first Touch of Magic creation, it should be right here at the top and it's just going to say add new. So add new. And then for Aurora's dress, we want to go with the basic long sleeved gown, and then you're going to hit create. Now, you can make this dress blue if you want to. You don't have to choose pink. So it's going to be the same thing with the patterns that I'm showing you. It's just going to be in the color blue instead of the color pink. So what we are going to do first is we have to make our dress pink. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the deepest pink as the main color for the dress, because Aurora, her upper part of her dress is going to be darker than the bottom of the dress. So what we want to do is we want to find the deepest pink as the main base for the dress, which is going to be this one, and then for the lighter one we will do that one. Okay, so it's going to be the fourth pink from the bottom on the second column. So it's going to be this one right here. And then what we are going to do second is you want to make sure, I should have said this first, you want to step out and you want to go into body, and you want to make sure that your character's skin tone is going to be on the fairest color. And this is just because in her dress there's going to be some parts that are going to be translucent. So we want to find a piece of fabric that is almost going to look like the skin tone, and the lightest one we have is going to fit your fairest body color. So you want to make sure that you have that fairest skin tone that you can get on your character before you go into making this dress. So after you have done that, like I said, you're going to pick the pink that I have shared with you, and this is going to be the base for the dress. Alright, so the third step, we are going to make her bottom half of her dress a little lighter. So that is where we are going to go to the plus sign and you're going to add another layer. And what you're going to do is you're going to go into shapes, and you're going to go into this first square on the very bottom, for me at least, and it's going to look like this one that is almost ombre effect looking, and you're going to click on that one, and then you're going to click on X for the color changer, and then you're going to pick a lighter color of pink, and it's going to be this one. And then what you want to do is you're going to press ZL, and this is going to stretch out. This is going to stretch out that piece of fabric because we want it to go all around the dress. So you want to stretch it out as much as you can. And then it's probably going to change back to its original color because for some reason, I don't know if everybody's is like that, but mine is glitched to where it does that. So just go back into the color picker and you're just going to click on that pink again. And then you want to get it as close as far down to the base of the dress as you can. So it's going to look like this. And you just want to make sure that it's as centered as you can get it. And then you're going to click out. And then it should be like that so that it looks a little lighter from the top of her dress. And then you're just going to do that again on both sides. So you're just going to add that square again. And it should already have saved the pink that you had used before. And you're just going to do that again. You're just going to stretch it out as far as you can. And you just want to make it lined up. See right here how it's showing exactly where you're placing it. You want to line it up as much as you can so that you're not seeing any gaps. And it might take a while, but that's okay. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect. Head down a little bit so I can see exactly where it's lined. And if it's not fitting correctly, you can always turn it or angle it better too with your ZR. And it's a little sensitive, so just make sure you tap it very slight. Yeah, see, as soon as you get out, it's gonna swing back. And like I said, it's not going to be lined up perfect. That's okay. We're just trying to get it as much to where you can't see where the fabric ends. So it's going to look like that. And then what you guys can do is instead of going back into getting that piece of fabric again, there is a hack that you can do. So you're going to click on the last layer that you used. And you're going to click Y and it's going to open up this box menu. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on this one that looks like it has two circles on each side. You're going to hit that and it's actually going to bring in this piece of fabric and it's just automatically going to be on the other side. So it's like almost duplicating it almost. I'm just going to get out and move my character forward a little bit just because I can't see the back of her dress. And you can always do this too. So you can step back if you're not seeing the full dress at the angle you want. Just back out and find the right angle. That's going to be easier for you. See, in this one we're going to have to turn because it's not fully angled. and you're just going to keep trying to fit it together so that it lines up correctly. And I always say, like, if you're good at Tetris, or if you're good at those games that have the shapes that you fit in to make pictures, then you'll be great at Touch of Magic, because that's all it is you're trying to fit these shapes and patterns together to make something. Sorry, this one's giving me trouble. Yeah, see, and I've been doing this for a while and I still haven't gotten it down to being perfect. And I honestly don't think anybody will unless you're like extremely well at this, because it's very difficult to do Touch of Magic. I don't know why that one looks different. I think it might have pulled up our other color. So no, it's the same one. I don't know why it looks off though. No, maybe it's because it's supposed to be this way. No. There we go. Alright, yeah, so if something doesn't look right, just keep turning it around, keep trying to fit it in, you will figure it out. It's, like I said, it takes lots of practice. I'm still not great at it. I don't have it down to science. It's just going to come with practice. Okay, let's see. Alright, so, and then we have this little part on the bottom that we're going to have to cover up. I'm going to fix this one though, because it's a little off to me. Okay, so if there's a little darker pink showing, you're just going to cover that up with a piece of fabric. So you're just gonna grab that square again. And then this one you can shrink down because it's just that little piece that we need. Okay, so then you just want to get out and check your dress.
Ugh, I love sunshine.
Mark me words, a villain and their riches are super.
I don't like the way it looks in the back, so what I'm probably going to do it's this piece of fabric here that I don't like. So I think is it this one? Yes, it's this one. Okay, so this one. Just because I don't like how it's lined up to that one. And this is why it's good to go back and look. Because if something's not adding up, you can just remove it. And you can go back and do it again. Okay, so. This is what makes Touch of Magic so hard. This is why it's not for everyone. It's a lot of trial and error. But that's okay. You just keep going back and trying to make it as good as you possibly can. And like I said, it's not going to be perfect. Okay, that actually looks a lot better. And then just gonna do the same thing to the other side. So if something doesn't look right, it's not perfect to you, you can delete that piece of fabric and then try again like I just did. And like I said, it's going to take a lot of practice to get it perfect on your very first try. It's like guaranteed not going to happen. No matter how good you are at Touch of Magic, you're still going to have times where you're going to mess up or something's not going to look right. And that's okay. So again, I'm just rotating to try to get it to fit as perfect as I possibly can. So just keep rotating until it looks how you want it to look. Okay, this definitely looks better than the first time. Let's just back out to see how it looks. Yes, that looks so much better. Okay. I almost want to see if we actually need that piece of fabric that we laid down. We probably don't. So that's another thing too. Like this piece of fabric we covered the hole with, we might not need it anymore. So let's just... Or we can, I'm going to move it slightly down to the bottom. No, you know what? I'm just going to remove it all together because we actually don't need it. Okay, so perfect. So that's what it's going to look like. So you can see the top is slightly darker than the bottom. And now, the fourth part we are going to do is Aurora has a little bit of an undergarment underneath her skirt, and it's one of, I don't know what the names of them are, but it's like those white satin skirts that you put under your dresses, and she has part of the white showing when she walks, when she lifts up her dress. So to make that effect, we're going to use that same ombre looking pattern. So add another layer. We're going to go into shapes, but instead of this ombre one that is like fuller, we're going to do the one that looks like it's only at the bottom. So you're going to click on that one, and you're just going to leave it white. And you're going to make sure that it's in the center of, right in the center of where she's at. So like right there. And then you're going to bring it up to just as much white as you want to be shown. You can either have just a little bit showing, or you can have a lot showing. It's up to you. Whatever you think is going to look better. Sorry, I just had to move it up because it wasn't showing her full gown. Okay, so I typically like a little bit of the white showing, so I'm going to go like right there. And again, hit that box button with Y, and you're going to go to the duplicate button, and then you're going to get out, and then you're just going to move them to the sides, and it's going to go all around for you already. So you don't even have to go back into grabbing another one of those boxes, because it'll just duplicate it on both sides, and then you just want to make it fit as perfect as you can. And then there, you're going to have, it looks like the white slip underneath her dress. And then again, you're just going to do that to the side. And you're just going to line this one up as much as you can. And this one you're going to have to rotate a little bit because her dress is at an it angles more towards the back. And that's where a lot of people have trouble with, is the fact that the dress does angle a little bit. So you just want to make sure to rotate it enough that it's going to fit and it's going to look like it's actually connected. And again, it's very sensitive, so you want to be really careful with it, and just hit your Joy-Cons a little bit, just like a little tap, just to get it to line up, because if you move it a lot, it's going to go over like that just did. So you want to just tap it. And like I said, it's not going to be perfectly lined up, but you want to make it enough to where it's not going to be noticeable when you're out of customization mode. And then again, you want to do the same thing to the other side. Rotate it so it looks similar to the other piece. Just kind of try to see where the white ends, and that'll be where you place your other one. And like I said, it's not going to be perfect in the back just because it's at an angle, but I mean, we don't care about the back because all we care about is what it looks like in the front, because that's what you're going to be seeing the majority of the time. And again, and you just want to see where that white ends again. And again, you're just going to rotate and line it up as much as you possibly can. And we have that little piece left. So I just back out to see which parts aren't done. That way I'm not overlapping and using fabric that we don't need to use, because we have very limited layers. They only give us 50 layers to work with. And again, let's just keep doing what we were doing. Rotate it as much as we can to make it look like it's connected. seems a little too high. So let's move it down a little bit more. See, it just, how you can tell it just goes a little bit higher, so let's just move it down a little bit. Right there. Maybe a tad more. And this is going to be our last layer on the bottom. And this one we can shrink down because we don't need that whole square. Like right there should be okay. Let's look. Let's get back out. Yeah, that looks much better. And like I said, it's not gonna look perfect, but I feel like slips aren't perfect. They're gonna show underneath the dress at different angles, so it's okay, it works.
Morning.
So that's what it's gonna look like.
Hope you have a bull market day.
Oh my god, Scrooge. It makes me laugh when he says that. I don't know why, he just sounds so funny. Okay. What does he even say? All I hear is like market day. That's all I hear. I don't know what he says in the first part of it, but it's hilarious. Alright, so that's the fourth part. Alright, so fifth part is going to be her sleeves. And her sleeves are a lighter color than the top of her dress as well. They're going to be the same color as the bottom of the dress. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab another one of those squares. Okay, yeah, so we're going to use the ombre effect one again. So again, we're going to put this over on her arm. And you want to get it nope, that's not gonna work. Okay. I'm just rotating it to make sure that it's lined up like a perfect square. And the hardest part too is you can't see from the back unless you turn that way. It doesn't have the option to see how it looks from the back unless you angle it towards the back. So that's the part that's difficult too. Yeah, see how it's not really lined up in the back, but we can't see that from the front. And unfortunately, when you click on it, it brings you right back up to the front. So okay, so we're gonna have to lay more fabric over it, which is fine. But what you want to do is you're going to click on this again, and like I said, you're going to duplicate it to the other side. So you're just going to hit Y, the button with the 2 circles on the side, hit that, and it's going to automatically trans over to your other sleeve. So that's going to save you time having to line up that side as well. So if you haven't noticed already, we have a bunch of pink on top that we have to cover. So we're just going to do the same thing on her upper part of her arm sleeve. Rotate it until it looks like it's lined up to where you want it to be. Stretching it out to see if you can get it as high as you can. And then once it looks pretty good, you're just going to do the same thing again. You're going to go to that box, you're going to hit the duplicate button, and it's going to transfer it over to the other side. And then for some reason, the right arm is always going to look better than the left. And it's been like that with every one that I customize. I always have to put an extra fabric on that arm, but I never have to put another one on this side, which is really strange. But so it looks like we need one more piece of covering just underneath her shoulder slightly. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab another one of these, and we're going to shrink it down as little as we possibly can, and rotate it to where it looks darker towards the top. Move it down slightly. And get like right there. Okay, so perfect. And then again, just gonna click on this, click on the box, and duplicate it. So we have her sleeves done on the top part, and now we have to cover that fabric showing on the back of her sleeve. So just gonna grab another one of those pieces, and I'm telling you guys, it's a lot of layering. It's a lot. And then you're just going to move it to where it's covering that little area. And you want to look at the front, because look, if you're not paying attention, if it's too big, it's going to start to show on your front side. So let's shrink it down. See how it's not there anymore? And it looks like I'm probably just going to have to rotate this to where I want it. You know what? Let's delete this one. Let's try something else. Let's try this. Looks like it's just a little rectangle piece of fabric. And I'm going to try and put that there and see if it looks better. But it's almost like it's mirrored to the back, which I don't know why. Yeah, it's not letting me. Let's try the other arm. Okay. Let's see what it does on the other side. I mean, it's better than it was before. Let's see if maybe we can stretch it out a little bit more. Okay, so doesn't look too bad. Can't notice it. So I think we're going to leave it. I'm gonna bring this one in slightly more because it's starting to show a little bit on the other side. Maybe, can we turn it slightly? And I'm just going to turn it, that way it's not showing in the front. Perfect. Okay, so I think that's as good as we're going to get it underneath the arm. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be underneath the arm. So you're not going to be able to see it. And I'm just going to do the same with the other side. I'm just going to shrink it a little bit, just because it is starting to show on the other side. And then maybe just rotate it slightly. Nope, that's not gonna work. Perfect. So now you got her sleeves, and they're the same color as the bottom of the dress. Now, the sixth part, is this the sixth part? I don't even know, I can't remember. I think it is the sixth part. The sixth part is going to be the illusion of a part of her chest showing on the upper part of her dress. So what we're going to do for that part is it's going to be the illusion of the upper part of her chest showing. So we're going to add another layer, and then it's going to be a straight piece. And again, it's just going to be the lightest cream color. And then you're going to bring it as far up as it goes to make it that illusion that it is part of her chest. And then once you got it as far up as you can get it, and you want to line them up pretty similar, because you want it to look as lined up as you can. So like right there looks good to me. You might even be able to go down slightly more. And then again, you can rotate it just so that it fits and it looks a little better. Alright, it looks pretty good to me. So now we have to add 2 more translucent appearing fabrics on the sides of the shoulders to cover those pink areas. And I'm just going to grab, so let's grab the square. Let's make it really small, like the smallest we can make it. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then again, you're just going to click on it, click on that box, and hit that duplicate button, and it's going to bring it over to the other side. Okay, so for the back part, I change her hairstyle just so that I can see the back of it more. So I'm just going to go into hairstyles, and we'll put it back to her Aurora hair when we get done with it, but it's just so that I can see the back. So we're going to put it up into a bun. That way we're able to see the back when we start doing the back part. But let's get out, and this is how it looks so far. Looks pretty good. Okay, so back part, we're just going to do the same thing because we want it to line up with her, what looks like her skin showing in the front. So we did the straight line. Again, we're going to go to that cream flesh looking color. Here, bring it all the way up. Shrink it down a little bit. And just line it up as best you can to Alright, that looks pretty good. And then again, just gonna click on it, click on the box, duplicate button, done. So now we have to cover those little bits of pink on the top showing. Let's try, no, let's try Let's try this one. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And then again, click on it, hit the duplicate button, and there you go. Alright, next part is going to be her white frilly collar, and it's going to appear like it's draping over her shoulders. So we want to get it as close to that pink as we can. And I'm going to try a couple to see which one looks the best, but first we're going to start off with this pattern. Change it to white. Shrink it down. Okay, I think like right there. Yep. And then once we have it set on the lower part of her shoulders, again, you're just going to hit that duplicate button. It's going to transfer over to the other side. Okay, and then it typically comes all the way into her chest. So we're going to duplicate that and see how that looks. Pretty good. Maybe move it down just slightly. So we're going to erase this one. Down a tinge. Sorry if you hear my dog barking. Okay, let's try that one. Duplicate. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to close in the chest part. With another one of the straight lines. We're going to shrink it down as low as we possibly can. It's not working, let's try. And again, it's just like Tetris, you're just finding shapes that are going to work. Okay, let's duplicate that. Might just, can probably just remove these ones, honestly. Yeah, let's just get rid of these ones. So skip out on those straight ones. We didn't need those. Okay, so you're gonna not use the line ones that we had originally put because they didn't line up well. So you're just gonna grab these ones, and these are gonna be the collars. And then we still have a little bit of skin and fabric showing, so we're just gonna grab another one of those tilted semicircles. Shrink it down as small as we can. Angle it. Alright, and then let's duplicate it and let's see how it looks. That one's showing a little bit too more, so let's just angle it a little bit more, maybe bring it up some, and then stretch it out just a little bit. Alright, let's see how that looks. I think it looks pretty good. Can't really tell because it's really bright over here, so let's almost need to go somewhere a little darker.
Power is the only key to real happiness.
Okay, so the shoulder ruffles are a little bit lower than what I would like them to be, so I'm going to try to move them up just a little bit. moving them until you get them exactly where you want them. And I'm actually going to get rid of this one, and then just duplicate it again. Yeah, so this is the hard part too, is just going to be to line it up. Magic on Streamlight because it takes forever. Okay, so I think I'm going to add another layer just on the bottom. So I think I'm going to do just because I don't really like how it looks on this part. I want it to be more pointy. Good thing we checked the front. Okay, so delete that one. Go back to this one. Bring it in. Okay. I think that should be pretty good. The only thing that's bothering me are the sleeves, but I think when we put them down it should look okay. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. We're almost done, guys. I might add just a little more fabric, but I don't want it to be so thick. I'm being too nitpicky. This is why it takes me forever too, because I have to have everything perfect. But it looks pretty good right there. I'm just gonna leave it like this. So then next we're going to add the little triangle pieces of fabric around her waist, and those are gonna be a light pink like our sleeves and like the bottom of the dress. So we're gonna use these triangle shapes, and then we're going to do the same light pink that we used for the rest of her dress, bottom of her dress. And then you just want to shrink them down. And she has 3 in the front and 3 in the back. So just make sure you're making enough in the front. That way you can see the 3. So there's 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that on the other side, just because that's going to save us time. And then we just have to add the 3rd one in the middle. back. Okay, so you're just going to grab another triangle pattern. Same color pink we've been using, the light pink. Same color as the sleeves and the bottom of the dress. And then you're just going to bring it up to the back and make sure you can line them up as much as you can to look like the other one. And the back part is only going to have 2. It's not going to have 3 because for some reason it doesn't let you put any fabric right in the middle. It's just on each side. So this side's just going to have 2, which is fine. I mean, it's the back. Nobody's going to be really paying that much attention to how many triangles she has. Alright. Look pretty good. They all look pretty even. So this is your basic Aurora dress. And you can just leave it like this. This is more of what her dress actually looks like. Or what I did, which I'm going to do right now, is I'm just going to put a little bit of frilly lace around her waist. Just to make it look so not so bare. So that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to add some lace. And the lace is going to be under flourishes, and I use these ones, and I'm just going to shrink them down a little bit. And then just rotate it a little bit to wherever you want it to sit. And then what you do is you're going to hit that triangle box button again, and you're just going to duplicate it on the other side. And it's going to look like a cute little belt. And then same thing on the back. Flourishes. Yeah, see what I mean? It only lets you do patterns on each side. You can't put anything down the middle. And then this one, we want to make it the same size. And then you're just going to have to rotate this one to wherever you want it to lay. And then just duplicate that side. And again, this is optional. You don't have to do this because Aurora's dress is just pretty plain, but I just add a little bit of lace just to bring out the white on the collar. Then I don't really like how the swirls are sticking out on the side, so I'm going to try to round it out a little bit more. And then I'm going to get rid of this one. And then again, I'm just going to click that one and duplicate it to the other side. That way it is perfectly matched up. And guys, I think we are done with Aurora's dress. So now all we have to do is let her hair back down. So let's go into hair. And again, I just put her hair up because it's easier to do the back when the hair is out of the way. And I usually do, Aurora has really big volumized hair, so I usually do this one. And then she actually does have a gold necklace that she wears, so I'm going to put the treasure medallion on. And there you have it. And there's our Aurora. Let me see if I can get up close. So there she is. There's the dress we made, guys. Took a while, but we did it. So hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. Hopefully my step-by-step instructions made it a little more easier for you guys to grasp Touch of Magic. Like I said, if you play Tetris and if you do those picture tiles, you can do Touch of Magic, because it's just fitting different fabric shapes together onto clothing to try to make it look like layers or pockets, etc. So it's just all about fitting different shapes together. But this is our Aurora. We are done, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am going to be doing more Touch of Magic creations in the future, but I don't think they're going to be this long, and I don't think I'm going to do step by step. I'm only going to do step by step for people that ask for step by step instructions. So if you want to know how to make a dress and you want step by step tutorials, let me know in the comments, and I typically will be doing one of those dresses maybe like once a month or something, just because they take so long. But the ones that I'm just going to make for my photos over on Instagram, I will be doing those on uploads, but I'm gonna speed them up so they're not gonna be 2 hours long. So again, it's not going to be in detail step by step unless you want them to be, and in that case, let me know in the comments. But the future ones are just going to be sped up. But thank you guys for being here. I hope you liked the way Aurora's dress came out, and until the next one, guys, bye.